Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning homework session, pre-market analysis and trade level setup for Thursday, January the 9th, 2014. We are Quantum Leap. We are a self-organized learning environment. If you're visiting us for the first time, we run a Skype chat room, and you can come in and check it out if you like. Each morning we come together to do this homework session, but we also have continued dialogue during the day, as well as I run a live trade room. If you're interested in finding more about that, you can send me a Skype request to Doug_McKay. I'll be the one from Windsor, Ontario, Canada. I am the head moderator and founder of Quantum Leap. We've been around for about just over 4 years now. Let's go through and get the legals done. This is information is for the purpose of educating members who want to expand their knowledge of business. Trading is not for trading or investment advice. You and only you are responsible for the trades or investment decisions you make. Trading futures or any instrument involves risk loss. Please consider carefully whether futures or options are appropriate to your financial situation. Only risk capital should be used when trading futures or options. Investors could lose more than initial investment. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results. No trades you see in Quantum Leap are only for the purpose of education. Please do your own due diligence, trade your own plan. Okay, so I want to start with this, that if you were in Monday's homework session, my main hypothesis was we were going to play ping pong between this what was a microcomposite VPOC down here at 26 and a quarter and up to 36 and a quarter, which was the overall microcomposite VPOC. And we've basically traded in between it, and we finally came back up to the 36. We've been threatening to get up there, but we kept on failing here at this 34, 35 level. But here we are. We made the move last night, and we're now back here. We could get a shift at some point in time in the next 2 days if we continue to trade around here. But before we get into all that analysis, let's just go through our homework sheet and take a look at the numbers, see what's relevant, where we are. Of course, our year high is 1840.75, but our all-time high is last month's high at 1846.50. We opened the month at 37.75. And the year, we're still below that. We're just below that right now. I think it's going to be a tough year for us to have another positive year with the fact that we opened at near all-time highs. But who knows? Maybe we get another run. Maybe we don't. But right now the year we're down on the year, but just barely. Just below 37.75. Nothing else really sticks out. Prior month low, 1754 is way below us. The open is below us now at 1806. So really the big number, three numbers, 37.75 open, 40.75 current year high, and then the all-time high and last month's high and last year's high at 1846. We opened in the Globex yesterday higher and remained higher. All our Globex numbers were higher. We opened up in range right around that 31.75 CHVN, and then we had an open auction in range. Normal variation, very wide opening swing was the key, the main key to the fact that we were going to have a rotational day, and boy did we ever have chop. A lot of chop yesterday. Did not like the day. Did not trade it very well. Ended up green, but it was just not. I just stopped trading because it just didn't like the action. Kind of mixed bag in terms of our internal numbers. In the intraday, VPOC 1831 and a quarter, right in and around that 31.75, which is we actually had a shift of that 5-day microcomposite to the overall microcomposite going back to the 23rd. It had shifted up to 32.25, but into the close it shifted back down. So we still have these two microcomposites, one at 31.75 and I think 31. We'll take a look at it. It's 32.25 or 31.25 or 75. We'll take a look at it on the chart in a minute. Nothing else really jumping out at me here. Value area was pretty much the same, as it was the day before. I'll have to check that. I don't know if that's correct, Howard. We'll take a look at it on the chart. Taking a look at news real quickly. We had, unemployment claims at 7:30. Is that the right news? Yeah, we had unemployment claims, and then we've got natural gas and 30-year bond auction later today. We didn't really get much action off of that news at 7:30. Anyway, going to the I'm all over the place this morning. Going to the macro to the micro in terms of the trend. I always like to start with this each morning. Monthly trend still very strong, trading in the upper distribution of last month near all-time highs. Good slope and separation. We've been in this strong trend now for the last 2 years with no weakness in sight in terms of the monthly. On the weekly, we had some weakness going into the end of the year, but then we had a nice little rally, and we've got good slope and separation on the weekly. Very strong on the weekly in terms of the trend as well. On the daily, we had come down. We had created this tech gap with the strong rally, and then we came down, closed the tech gap. We're now trading above the 9 and the 20, and we're getting we had lost some slope, but now we're getting the slope back and looking strong again. Just in terms of some measured moves, to look at here, I took it off the last swing low to the all-time high, and then to the the swing low. Targets above, we're hitting the 23.6% right now. 38.2% brings us up to 1852.75. 50% extension gives us 1863.50, and 61.8, 1874.75, and then the big number 1910.15 at 100% extension. Doubt we're going to get that, but just pay attention to your measured moves. And in terms of the geometrics, I drew this new short-term fork, but it really fits within the overall longer-term fork where we've been trading up this lower channel and the long-term upward sloping fork. We haven't violated the opposing downward sloping fork, although we are coming up to test it right now. But I drew this new fork in because it had some good frequency, and we've come down and tested the center line of it. If we get a move today, a test of the upper line is going to take us up into that 1863.75 area. I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm just going to pay attention, and it's really not giving us a lot of information right now with these forks. Test of the upper line will take us up to that 1842 area, and I've got some naked crosses up there at 1842 area. Let's take a look at the overall. Again, the overall microcomposite VPOC is still at 32.25. That goes from December 23rd through to yesterday. Then I've been tracking this 5-day profile, and at one point in time yesterday it did shift to 32.25, but then into the close it shifted back down. So its VPOC is down here at 31.25. And you can see, based on this week's action alone, how much more mature this auction is in terms of it's become far less blunt and much more defined in terms of the area. I mean, you really have this area between 25 and 27, between 31 and 32, and back up into what was a dominant force at the beginning of the week at 36 and a quarter. And my main hypothesis for the week when we started out was to play ping pong between 36 and 26, and I've been looking for this 36 and a quarter all week, and we finally hit it overnight. Big area of resistance has been this 34-35 area. So got to keep an eye on that. But if we stay above the 34 and a quarter, I'd be looking for a push through to the other side of the balance here at 37.75 and a move up into test that 40.75 CLVN. And possibly break through up to the 42. We still got some unauctioned territory up here in the 40 to 43 area. So I'm anticipating if we continue the push into Friday that we'll come up and test this 42, possibly even go up and test the 46.50 all-time high and make a new high. If we get below 34 and a quarter, I'd look for a rotation back down into this area. It's going to be it's becoming pretty big magnet between 31 and a quarter and 32, and I still think they need to determine what the perceived value is, whether it's 31 and a quarter, whether it's 32.25, with the other side of balance being down here, which was at 29.50, is now shifted down to 28.25. So 28.25 is going to be a bit of a line in the sand for me today. And then if we get below that, I'm looking for a continued rotation down towards 25.50, or these two value area lows at 25.75 and 24.75. But really 25.50 is my target down here, with a possible push through. The big number, the really big number, is now going to be this 18. Just as we were using the 18 and a quarter the other day, it shifted down to 17.75. Below 17.75, we've got the naked VPOC, naked close down here around this 14 CHVN, and then the 18.0725, which is a long-term price rejection and the range high from this balance area that we broke out of. And if we get below that, look for us to test the last accepted price at 18.0250, but more likely even come down and test that 1800. Below 1800, everything shifts down to your focus on this number right here, which is 1781.75, which is the microcomposite VPOC of the balance that we were in for a very long time here. So if we get back into the 1700s, we're going to get dragged down into this area as they come down to find buyers. Let's take a look at the overnight. Overnight, we've got a double distribution going overnight. We spent a lot of time trading in around that 31.32, and then we had that cup and handle that I posted in the rooms, last night at some point in time, and then we made the move up. The measured move was up to 35. We've actually come up into the 36 and a quarter. Overnight VPOC is up here at 37 and a quarter. I don't think that that's going to change unless we get back through. And you can see that we've got this this area between 35 and a quarter and 34 that you want to be careful of. It's some pretty strong rejection overnight. You don't want to be trying to take a trade in this area. You'd have to wait for to get short, wait to get below 34, and to get long, wait till you're above 35 and a quarter. So let's move our numbers over. We've got our overnight VPOC at 37 and a quarter. And we've got our overnight high at 39. And we've got our overnight low at 28.75. That's all we need right there. And again, want to be cognizant of that 34 to 35 area. So just be careful. Range high from yesterday, 34.75. That was basically a double top that we had there. We broke through it. This 34 area is going to be a trade area for me, but it's going to be a little bit lower than the actual range high, because I'm going to have this slush area between this 35 and a quarter and this 34 area. I'm going to be very, whoops, that's not a target, sorry. I'm not going to try to find a trade in here. Also, I want to point out that this 33.50, 33.75 has been, a value area high or value area low several days in the last, we've been in this area. So this is becoming, a pretty important area, in around that 33.75. Call it 33.75, 34, whatever. Just be careful in this area between here. We're going to, if we open right now, above this 34.75, we're going to open out a range. So look for initiative buyers to step in and just take us, up and take out the overnight VPOC and overnight high and the targets that we've got above. We've got naked cross still at 40.75. And we get the naked VPOC at 42. There's two naked VPOCs at 43.75, and then you've got that naked close up here at 46, and of course the big target and extended target above, which is that 46.50 all-time high. Come on. So you got a target there, and then the other target, of course, is going to be the naked cross and the year high up at 40.50 and 40.75. So that's my immediate target above right now. And it's also going to be an area that I'll look to do business or add on to a trade for continuation through to this 42, 43, and of course the main extended target above at 46.50. If we see some sellers, responsive sellers stepping in anywhere between this 35 and 37 and a quarter overnight VPOC, look for them to push through down to test the range high. I don't think the range high is going to be the number you want to pay attention to. Again, I think it's going to be this 34, 33.75. So don't try to fade off of the range high here. Wait for it to come down, test, and then rotate back up above 35 before you get long, because I don't want you to get caught in the slush zone. Or if you get long here, you're going to have to put your stop down below 33.75. So you're going to have your stop down really at 33 and a quarter. And what good is that going to do? Because you've got the close from yesterday at 32.25. If they get below this 33.75, they're likely going to push through and take out the gap close from yesterday. So we've got the close at 32 and a quarter, and then just below it you've got 31.25. And remember, below 34, that micro composite area between 32 and a quarter and 31.25 is going to be pretty strong. So really, you got to be looking at 34 as an area to think about getting short. Below that, you want to be short into this 32.25, 31 and a quarter with a possible push through down to 28.25. And as I was mentioning yesterday in the room, that 29.50 is no longer a valid area to do business. You have to wait until we get down here to this 28 and a quarter. So that's going to be my next area to do business down here, just below that overnight low. So if we don't take out the overnight high and we get down below 34, look for the push through to take out the overnight low down here and test the other side of balance down at 28 and a quarter. If we get below 28 and a quarter, then everything's going to shift back to coming down into this 25, 27 area. But it's really 25.50, as I mentioned, which is the big number to me. So I'll be looking to, come down here and test the range low and that CHV. And where it all started this week, and right around the value area lows for the two larger microcomposites that were down at 24.75 and 25.75, right in the middle, 25.50. And then below that, your next targets, and the targets below are going to be in this 21. It's really 20 to 22 area. So I'm just going to put a target right in the middle. Just to denote that's what we're looking at. Let's take a look at our naked crosses right now. There's one still down here at 31, so that one corresponds with this naked VPOC. There's one at 37.50. I'll have to see if that one's still valid because that was not put in too long ago, but I think it is, so we'll put it in there. So that's just above the VPOC. Overnight VPOC, I should say. Come on, why are you not going in? There we go. And then there's one at 32.50. So that's going to be right above the naked close and the gap close. Oh, come on. Sorry, I don't know why my charts have been having problems with these levels, putting these levels in. Okay, so those are the areas that I'm looking for to do business, and my main hypothesis is to look for initiative buyers to step in here and take us up through the overnight VPOC, take out the naked crosses, take out the overnight high, and come up to our first target and test the year high at 40.75. Remember, the year open is also 37.75, so just pay attention, to that. You could get some responsive sellers stepping in there. If we do get sellers stepping in around this 37 area, or we come down into the RTH open down towards the 34.75, really look for a push through and possible buyers stepping in around the 33.75 to 34. If they don't, my second hypothesis is to rotate back down through to this 31.32 area with a push through to take out the overnight high and test the other side of balance down here at 28 and a quarter. And then if we get below that, a flush through. And my third hypothesis is really just a combination of the first two. Is a push responsive sellers to step in somewhere between 35 and 37, and then rotate it back down, break through the 34 area, come down to the 31.25, possibly push through the 28, and then buyers step in and rally us into the afternoon up and break us back out and come back up into this 36 to 37 area and sort of chop around between there and the year high and the CLVN near that 40.50, 40.75. So that's what I'm looking at. Let's take a quick look at where we are in terms of the Keltner. We're getting a little bit of a tightening on the Keltner channel. Could be a possible breakout. Test of the center line, well, look and behold, 34. So if we come down, test this 34, and they hold the Keltner center line and bounce from there, look for rotation back up, and right now a test of the upper Keltner channel will take us up to that 38.75 or 39 to test and take out the overnight high, and it'll be 39 by the time we get there. Below the Keltner center line, test of the lower Keltner will bring us down into that 29. By the time we get there, it'll probably be that 28 and a quarter, 28.75 overnight low. Quick look at gold. Yesterday, if you were in homework, we said that the line in the sand was that 1820 area, or 1830. It was either 1820, 1825, or 1830. We came down, pushed through it just barely down to 1770, and then bounced from there, rotated back up into balance in around the current microcomposite of 26. Currently, we're trading in this area again. I don't think anything really changes in gold. I think it's the same thing. Look for look for the other side of balance down here, and the line in the sand down at 1218. If we get below 1218, look for that test of the value area high at 1213 of the balance that we just broke out of, with the big number being that 1203, 1204 area. And then a test of the other side of the balance on that is going to be the test of the 1100s, and if we break through there, the three numbers you want to pay attention to is 92, the 82, and 72, with the big number, the really big number. If we get back into the 1100s, I think we're going to come down here this time, is down here at the 1160, 80, former naked microcomposite epoch. If we hold 18, which I'm hoping we do, then look for continuation, and a rotation between this 32, 33 area and 26 area, and then a push through to that 37. Remember that 37 CLVN in gold? Well, it's becoming important again, only this time to the upside. And if we can break through that, the 41, 48, and the big number above, of course, is still that 5760. 5730 to 5860, or about 5730 is the target above right now. So that's what I'm looking at in gold. That's going to complete our homework session for this morning. We got through it fairly quickly today. I will post the chart in the room, and as always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.